end of practice here. Welcome to this meditation. And the best way to begin is by finding a position that's comfortable and also supportive. So something where we can remain upright, ideally, and having our spine so that we're stacking one vertebrae on top of another. Your feet can either be flat on the floor, or they might be cross-legged in a chair or on the floor. And you can imagine that a string is pulling up from the crown of your head to just elongate your spine, get it nice and long. And then we want to have the chest be nice and broad, so you could roll your shoulders back and down a few times. And then you can go ahead and let your hands rest comfortably on your lap, either palms down, palms up, or in this gesture of equanimity of the dominant hand on top of the non-dominant hand, with the thumbs lightly touching, just letting that rest right here in your lap. And then letting the jaw be relaxed, so it can be helpful to have the tip of your tongue just resting right behind the front teeth at the top of the palate, and keeping the top and bottom jaw separated so that there's space. We're not clenching the jaw. And you can just allow the gaze to either come down a few feet in front of you onto the ground, resting there. And if you choose to practice in this way with eyes open, they're just a quarter of the way open. And we're not staring, we're just letting it be a loose, relaxed gaze. But of course, if it feels more comfortable to you, then you can allow the eyes to close. And taking these first few minutes of practice to really move your attention inward into the body. And you might just notice the sensation of your breath. Noticing the rising and falling of the chest. You might also notice the lifting and lowering of the shoulders. The expanding and contracting of the belly. You could also let your awareness rest on the sensation of the breath right at the edges of the nostrils. Perhaps feeling a coolness on the edges of the nostrils on the inhale. You might even notice that warmth on the upper lip on the exhale. We're really inviting the mind to settle in the body. And one of the ways we can do this is by letting the body rest and letting the mind rest in the same place. So sitting and knowing that we're sitting. or breathing in and knowing this is the in-breath. Or breathing out and knowing this is the out-breath. And during our practice, we might hear sounds in the environment, my environment, your environment. But instead of letting them land and really recording them, just noticing sound. We can just have a light labeling, a knowing this is sound. And we can apply this same practice to all that we encounter during our meditation time. So if we notice that the mind has wandered, we've become lost in thought, it's no problem at all. This is the habit of the mind. But as soon as we notice that the mind has wandered off into thoughts of past or fantasies about the future, the moment we notice coming back to this in-breath, to this out-breath, or to this felt sensation in the body. So just allowing yourself to discover in real time what the experience of your body is right now. And maybe even what the mood and internal weather system of your internal state is right now. Just taking note, and you might even label it lightly with just a word. So if there's a mood or a feeling, perhaps tightness or loosening or settling or hearing, just letting experience be known. It's often the case that when we sit down to meditate, our mind is like a glass of muddy water that we've been shaking and stirring all day. But there's really nothing to do about that. If we stop shaking and stirring, we allow the body to settle, just like a glass of muddy water. When we stop shaking and stirring, the mud settles, and the innate clarity of the water becomes clear. But of course, it's our habit to shake and stir the mind. So really meeting that fact with a lot of grace and kindness. Just being here, just breathing. There's no greater mountain to climb. We're not looking for an experience. We're not chasing after anything. And we're not trying to relax. We're simply settling. Letting go. Letting be. No matter how far we may drift in meditation, how caught up in the mind we may become, every moment is an opportunity to begin again. There's nothing to cling to, nothing to push away. Truly welcoming all experience. So if there's thinking, just noticing this is thinking. And come back into the felt sensation of the body. Allowing mindfulness to be front and center and all around. Knowing the experience. Knowing this is awareness. Simply being aware. noticing awareness, noticing the awareness that knows that this is breathing in and this is breathing out. And with a real sense of curiosity, turning the mind inward, awareness resting on awareness itself. What is it? Where is it? How is it? Not seeking an answer through the conceptual mind, but feeling through experience. Awareness, a recognizing awareness itself. Thank you so much for your beautiful practice. Deep bow to all of you. When we generate this peace for ourselves, that's what allows us to share that wish of peace with others. So let's dedicate the merits of this time together, sharing peace. May all sentient beings be happy and joyful. May all beings be healthy. May all beings be at ease. May all beings know true happiness. And may the benefits for self and others from our practice today be fully accomplished. Thank you so much. For those of you who are joining on YouTube, I certainly invite you to my website, lauraccannon.com, and you can sign up to join us live on our Zoom session that occurs at the same time, where I'm sitting here with many lovely folks. And then you can join us for our discussion and question and answers afterwards. So I invite you to do that. So for now, we'll end this live stream and I'll come back to you all in the group so we can have our time to share. Thank you.